push is underway to tackle Hawaii's homeless problem. Today, the state's homeless czar rolled out a 90-day action plan to reach out to homeless families. KITV4's Catherine Cruz reports.
The best numbers to date put Hawaii's homeless population at about 15,000. The governor says this 3-month action plan is a short-term first step.
It's on us. We intend to have, for ourselves, benchmarks. And this puts the pressure on us to deliver.
Flanked by service providers and representatives from the state and city, the state's homeless coordinator underscored,
it is not going to solve the issue of homelessness, but it will move us in the right direction.
The first efforts will focus on the chronic homeless, the chronically mentally ill, and substance abusers. The strategy is to identify treatment services and gaps in services. Other priorities will be helping shelters in place now and helping to keep public areas clear of encampments and available for all to use. Alexander says it's time to reassess what practices in place may not be working and in fact may be hindering efforts to get people on their feet.
We think that feeding people in the parks, for example, is not always the best way of helping people out of their homelessness.
The group says it will focus its efforts initially on Waikiki and the urban core, since that's where most of the homeless population is and where it has funding for outreach programs. The strategy would also help deal with the visible problem leading up to the gathering of Asian and Pacific leaders set for the fall. Alexander says he'd ultimately like to be able to change people's perceptions about the homeless, casting them in the light of neighbors in need. The governor said the city and state will work together to leverage what funds they have, looking to the private sector for matching money. The 90-day clock is ticking down. Catherine Cruz, KITV4 News.
Now, that plan also calls for establishing a council on homeless to look at long-term affordable housing strategies.